Let's talk more about policy and governance. And a lot of anticipation in the air about President Tinubu's ministerial list. There's been back and forth whether or not he's sent it to the National Assembly. But if he has, maybe yesterday we would have gotten a wind of it. But as of now, nothing. Let's discuss some of these issues as it impacts the state of the nation. Mr. Jack Epelle is co-founder, the founder and the chief executive of the All Rights Foundation, TAF Africa. Thank you so much, Mr. Epelle, for joining us.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
Are you one of those? Are you feeling the pinch of the increment in the price of fuel?
Brother, you can say that again. Yes, in capital, yes. But I'm also going a stretch further to find out what ordinary Nigerians are going through as a result of some of these policies and like you rightly said, some of the somersaulted policies and the back and forth. We are making sure that we also feel the pulse of the entire nation, not only myself. Yes, for me, yes, I had to adjust a lot, beginning with the organization and my family and myself. You know, we had to adjust a lot. You know.
Are you one of those that the policy of the present government comes as a mixed crew?
I would say so, Sheung. This government policy, I would describe it like a book, a very good book with a very good title, but the contents are wobbling.
But those who will say it's still in the early days.
Well, yes.
You really don't know what they're bringing out of the heart.
Is it not better for them to sit back and take their time and roll out a policy for a government and a president to put out a policy and take it back? It speaks volume, but these are
initial policies.
Yeah, but I also congratulate
maybe
him.
The larger one is coming.
Well, I must also say that shows a very responsible leader who feels that, well, what I put out before may be a mistake. Let me take it back and do an update. I mean, if you have an iPhone, many people do. There is constant update, you know. But I think it may be best for them to sit back, think through strategically about the policies before they let the cat out of the bag.
The first day in office, the president dropped a bombshell, and it came with its ripple. And those who say, as much as it sounded like the right decision, it has its effect. But the question is, there's a lot of anticipation. Just, I mean, like the ministerial list, a lot of people are speculating. And the president is known for the ability to harness human resource. In your own mind, what kind of characters and personalities are you expecting in the Bola Tinubu cabinet?
Well, if we follow his antecedents, especially what he's done in Lagos as the governor of Lagos, then governor of Lagos, he has the ability to choose the best team, no doubt about that. And most probably, we will see a repeat of that in his selection of the ministerial, those who will work with him as ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Knowing fully well, like I said, his ability to ensure he puts together the right team, I think he will do a good job, but we cannot say until we see the list. If we see the list, we will know whether there are people that he wanted to just be nice to and take them on board, and that will be the beginning of his fall. If he tries that, because you're holding a very fledgling economy. You're holding a very people who has been through the heat, and you need the right thinking individuals. You need people of character and competence to get into those ministerial offices and work with you. Perhaps if the ministers were in place, some of the policy somersaults we have seen wouldn't have happened, because you will be in a room with a group of people that will think alike, you know, and rub mind and interrogate a policy or a program or a project before it is rolled out, you know. So I think he will most probably do a good job at selecting the right team. But again, he has to be bold enough to know that if I can hire, I can as well fire.
I had a conversation with our former governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola, and the former Minister of Works, who said he's worked with Bola Tinubu and Muhammadu Buhari. Now, one thing that you can say about both men is that one has the knack for giving you a role and allowing you to do it without necessarily breathing down your neck. But the other, who is now the incumbent president, says if he gives you a job to do, he will superintend it. He will ask you questions. He will, in fact, help you and do it for you in some ways. But hiring characters of respectable credential is one thing on one hand. Obasanjo had some of the best heads in Nigeria. The likes of Bola Ige served under in the Obasanjo cabinet. But again,
they did a better job though than that of Buhari. Yes.
So the question is that what does it need to fix this country now? Is it only a strong or a quality cabinet?
He needs both. He needs both strong and quality cabinet. People who knows their onions, people who have been tested and been able to be productive in their various capacities. People with track record of good character and the ability to manage the opportunities that is going to be given to them. In ethical leadership, Shehu, you need two things. You need competence, you need character. Both of them. You can't say, well, I have character and you lack competence. You will be a disaster. You can't say, I have competence, competence and you will be a double disaster. You need people of competence and character and who has been tested.
Mr. Epelle, there are those who say there's no way in politics these days that you will not pay back those who work for you to win the election.
Well, paying back...
How easy can President Tinubu meander and not serve the political hard workers who helped him win the election?
I followed this president, you know, strategically in terms of his antecedents and how he ran his campaign and all that. I can tell you that most probably Bola Tinubu didn't collect money from anybody to emerge as a president. So he doesn't owe anybody anything. If he wants to serve this country and leave his name in the sound of gold, you don't need to hire, patronize politicians that will go back and ruin everything you want to do. Remember that those people will be forgotten, but we will not forget Bola Tinubu.
I've seen in some places a few of your interviews where you have been talking about, in the print, talking about the advocacy for inclusion.
That's right.
How much of an inclusion have you been disappointed in the past? Because this is not only in the federal cabinet. You are asking for inclusion in the states also.
Right. That's right.
How much of that message has gotten into those who need to hear it?
I believe that the president will appoint a person with disability. Who? I don't know, and I don't want to know. But let the person not just be appointed because, one, he has disability, but most importantly, because he has the capacity, he has the ability to deliver. Because if you appoint a person with disability on the basis of sympathy, it will be a disaster. He will go and close the door.
What is the advantage of including those with disability in a cabinet position or in government or in governance?
The advantage is to make sure that the voice of over 27 million people are there in the State House. Can I tell you more? The advantage is to make these people feel that they belong to this country and that they have a sense of belonging. The advantage is to tap on the potentials that God has deposited in us that we will bring to nation building. The advantage is to create economic pathway, because when you have a person with disability who is speaking for all of us, he will be able to speak and present our issues that will attract investors.
Jack Epelle, founder and the executive director of the All Rights Foundation, South Africa. Thank you so much indeed. It's always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much indeed.